Alright folks, so in this video what we wanted to discuss is how you can make better tool calls with agent, and we wanted to leverage a tool called LangGraphBigTools, which will improve the agent's ability to select the correct tool, right? So let's first discuss a non-agentic Gen AI system. So in a non-agentic Gen AI system, typically we fire a prompt. So that prompt goes to LLM and the LLM generates a response, right? So this is what a non-agentic Gen AI system looks like, where we typically rely on the capabilities of LLM and we don't involve any other resources to enhance the performance of your Gen AI based system, right? Now what we have been discussing so many times in this channel also, that we have agentic Gen AI systems where we are augmenting the LLM with a lot of tools, and whenever a prompt comes, the LLM kind of selects the optimal tool from this available set of tools and then it generates a response, right? And some of the times this tool selection can go on a loop and till the LLM thinks that now I have done almost all the things that is required to answer the user question. This selection of the tooling will go on till the final response is generated, right? Now with this architecture, mainly the challenges comes when we are trying to integrate a lot of tools to your agentic AI systems, right? So with the number of increasing tools, the performance of the agent degrades in terms of selecting the correct tool, right? So if it's fine, like if you are integrating with 3 or 4 tools, that's fine. So if you are integrating like hundreds of tools to your Gen AI based system, then the performance of your agents in terms of tool selection degrades, right? So instead of directly relying on the capabilities of LLM to select the correct tool, what we do is we bring in another layer, so where we store the tool's description in terms of vector store or a in-memory store, and based on the question it goes through a semantic search, then based on the query it goes and picks up the correct tools, and then the tool calling is done. So what we will leverage here is we will use the LangGraphBigTools. So there we will have a new set of component which is select tools, where we put in the tools description, and by doing that we are also integrating a semantic search capabilities for the agent to select the correct tool, and once it selects the correct tool, then the agent will make the tool call and then it will finally generate the response, right? So let's now look into the code and how we can do it with the help of LangGraphBigTools. Let's go through that. So this is the library that you need to install, the LangGraphBigTool. So once you install that library, then we will do the setup in terms of OpenAI API key, the Tabular API key, and we will also enable the tracing. So we will trace the code using the Langsmith, where we will see that how the select tool comes into the picture for the tool selection. Then we are doing certain imports. So then we initialize the embedding model and the LLM. Then we create a vector DB. So this is the way to create the vector DB, and after that what we do is we create 2 tools. So one of them is a rack search tool, where we will leverage the vector store or the retriever what that we have created in the previous step using the chroma DB, and then we leverage that inside this function to fetch the relevant documents, right? So then we have the web search. So the web search will leverage the Tabular tool to do the web search, right? So the most important thing is we see that we have the corresponding descriptions here. So after that what we do is we create a list where we put the rack search and the web search. So we will make use of this convert positional only function to tool feature of this LangGraphBigTools, and using that we will try to create the in-memory store, where the agent can do the semantic search using the embedding model, and then it can pick up the correct tool using the description, right? So that we can see, like we have this list, which is the name of that list is all tools. There we kind of append all the tools that we have at our disposal. Then we can look into this tools, right? So we can see the name is there and also the description, right? So what we are given as a doc string to the function, right? And also it tells you like what is the schema and what is the function name, right? So after that what we do is we create this tool registry, where we use this UID to create a unique ID for each of the tools, and then we create the in-memory store, right? So in the in-memory store we use the embedding model, and there we mention that we will create the embedding for the description field, right? So once that is done, then what we do is we have the store, and inside the store we put the description along with the tool name, right? So the tool name and the description, that will be concatenated, and based on that we will create the embedding on top of this description column, right? So after that the store would be created. So we will leverage this create agent, which is again coming from the big tool, and there we pass the LLM and also the tool registry, right? So once we do that, then we create a builder out of it, and once we compile the builder, we are passing the store, right? We can see the architecture of this agent, right? So you can see at first the agent is there, then the agent have this additional step where we have the select tools, which will leverage the store, and using that store it will select the correct tool, then it will make the tool call, right, with the correctly identified tool along with the arguments for that particular tool, right? So now we can fire a question like this, like who is the winner of last T20 World Cup, and using the semantic search it will first go to the select tool option, and then it will select the web search is the correct tool that is required to answer this question, and after that it will do the tool call, and finally it will get back the result, right? So this is the result which we got back from this agent.invoke call, right? Now let's go into the Langsmith and see the tracing. So if I go to my Langsmith, and there we can check the tracing of this call. So we can see the question is this, then at first it goes to this select tools option, then the select tool kind of decided that the tool call is required for this web search tool, then it will go to the web search tabuli web search tool, and it will fetch the content from the internet, and then again it will go back to the model to generate the answer from the fetch content from the internet, and then finally the answer would be generated, right? So which we can see here, right? So this is what we can see, like if you use the LangGraphBig tool, you can optimize the agent's performance in terms of correct tool calling with the help of this semantic search on top of the combination of the tool name and the description, right? So that's what I wanted to discuss in this video, that how you can leverage the LangGraphBig tool to improve the agent's performance, right? So with this I will end this video. Thank you. See you in the next one.